Let's see.
Let's see if it's like refreshing on my end.
It says that we're live, and it says that I have 0 viewers.
I don't see you live, so don't worry if you don't think you're popular.
0 viewers.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you.
I'm wondering if I'm on the right Google. It says that it's right because it's my icon on here. It's like my face. Did I just get a notification of my own? Yes!
You did?
Look at, I just got a notification.
Thank you. Oh, I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you.
Okay, so
Ears again.
oh,
It's terrifying.
oh wait, did I just hang up on you?
No.
Okay, I see it going live. All right, guys, to everyone who can see me right now, just give me like 2 seconds because I'm trying to figure out how to find your guys' comments. So I see that you guys are there, but one, I don't see myself. Is my camera's off. That's why. Okay, so now we've figured out how to turn on my camera. By the way, I've got Emily Olson on FaceTime. It took me like a second to figure this out. We've been trying to figure this out for like 30 minutes. And I want to be able to see your guys' comments because that's literally the whole point. But I can't find them yet. So, home. They are, but I don't even see my video on my homepage. Yeah, like, do you see it on youtube.com/NikkiPhilippi?
I do. I'm logged into my account, though, which might be why.
I'm sorry, everyone. I will get to your comments, and we're going to have a good discussion. I don't know about how good, but we'll find out. Videos. Weird. Maybe I need to go through like Safari where I'm not logged in. Sorry guys, I don't have it together. I'm gonna figure out how to do these live streams. That was what it was. That's totally what it was. Yeah, so I just clicked in through Safari because I'm logged into my other account. I see those 2 people that thumbs down my live stream. Okay, let's see here. Oh wow, I see comments. Okay guys, so I'm pretty excited for this. I'm just going to start my live stream. You can either stay on with me, Emily, or just go on my live stream, either one.
On your live stream, and that's going to be super.
All right, homie, I'll talk to you a little bit on the live stream. Emily had to help me figure out how to get on. So, okay, I see a bunch of comments. All right. Hello, hello, hello. So I hope everyone is having a good day, first off. I wanted to hop on here. I was actually over at Emily's house a little bit ago, and I was telling her that I filmed the next How to Be Happy January video actually before I left to Hawaii for Tati's wedding, and I wasn't the happiest with the video, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to make it into or how I wanted to like make it happen. So Emily was the one that was actually like, I think you should go home and do a live stream and just like talk to everyone and just kind of do it that way. And that way I get to communicate with you guys like off of social media and like on here on YouTube. But I'm gonna start answering questions. So, oh, also just so you guys know, so this live stream, I will be answering like random questions, like just random things. But that being said, I really do want to talk about happiness. Since this was supposed to be a How to Be Happy January video, I want this to still be a How to Be Happy January video. So I still want to talk about happiness and have that conversation, but I want to interact with you guys because I feel like the point of a live stream is to go back and forth. Otherwise, it might as well just be a video. So first off, hi Angry Monkey in San Antonio. Okay. Abby Hotchkins, I think that's how you say her name, yeah, Hotchkiss. Abby Hotchkiss says, how do you cope with change? So I was literally thinking about that like this morning, actually. I was thinking about like the topic of change in general. And I started to think, I was thinking about first off the fact that I change all of the time. And I kind of tend to freak out about it. Like, why am I always changing my mind? Why am I always changing like just all of the time in general? And I've come to the conclusion, and I've heard this quote before, that like life is change. Like you have to keep changing because things are always changing, and change is the only guaranteed thing that you have in life. But like meaning, or not that you have, the only guaranteed thing that's gonna happen is things are gonna change. And I think that the way that you cope with change is you try to just ride it, and you try to find the things that that make you happy about the change and the things that make you excited about the change. I was actually listening to a Marie Forleo video the other day. Maybe your change is really exciting, even though really exciting change can still be stressful. But in this Marie Forleo video, which I highly recommend checking out Marie if you've never watched her videos, she was saying that, oh no, the thought just ran off with me. What was she saying? Marie, what were you saying? Guys, the thought literally just went away. Oh my gosh, I just forgot the thought. The thought's going to come back to me because she was talking about change. What was the conversation about change, Marie? Guys, I literally can't remember. And on top of that, my internet's spinning now, so I'm wondering if it's even still connected anymore. Oh, I see some comments coming in. But now it's going to bother me, the Marie change thing. I don't remember. And now I'm seeing comments about me having a baby. What was the comment? Okay, I'm going to move on, and if I remember, I'll come back to it. But point being is I just think that you have to – oh, Emily just texted me. You are. I'm still on. Good. Thanks, Emily. Yeah, I just think that the best way to cope with change is to try your best to accept it and ride it out and make it as fun as you can, because there's no avoiding it. Even people who really want stability, like I'm a very split person. Part of me really craves stability and rhythm and steadiness, and then part of me really craves change and excitement and all of that. So, but even if you're a stability kind of person, I just think that change just feels a little bit scary because it's like it's something new, but it's the only thing that's just going to keep happening over and over in life is change. So it's also tripping me out that on like the page for the video, it's still like a little spinny thing. So I really am hoping that this is all going through. Like the video that I'm seeing, my face hasn't moved at all this whole time. No, it hasn't moved for like a few minutes. So, all right, I'm going to answer some other questions. So favorite happiness books. Okay. So I was actually having this conversation with Emily earlier. Because I think happiness is very complex, I don't think that it is so like just straightforward. Like happiness is like, I'm happy. Like I think there's a lot to it. I think happiness goes hand in hand with like sadness and suffering. And I just think there's more to it. My favorite books for happiness change a lot depending on what I feel is like missing from my life and what I need to supplement. Like I feel like I really should be better about reading my Bible daily, but I'm not always the greatest about it. And when I am, or when I like feel down and I feel like I need another injection of like something, some days it's like I really need to just spend a lot of time reading my Bible. Some days, this morning I was actually listening to a book by Shauna Niequist, and it's called Bittersweet. She's become one of my favorite authors, and she was talking about kind of the same concept I'm talking about right now, how life, that's a really good word for life. It's bittersweet. It's full of these sweet, happy, amazing moments, but then there's also bitter moments and sad moments and hardships and loss. So I really enjoy, or I really like to just kind of like pull what I need when I need it, which isn't necessarily always the greatest, because then you might be just kind of like putting out fires as they come. But that's kind of how I operate a lot. It's like, what do I need or want at the time? Oh, I'm not feeling very creative or inspired, and I know that's affecting my happiness. So I'm going to go watch creative, inspiring work. Or like, oh, I don't feel very grounded. I feel very like disconnected and like I'm making everything about myself. I need to spend some time reading my Bible. It's just, I kind of just take it as it comes, if that makes sense. So, kisses from Saudi Arabia. Hello. What Jadzia Cooper says, what are some motivational podcasts? I really like Joel Osteen. He's really great at that. Calista Parker. It's so hard to focus when you see questions coming in too. Someone said, Emily, are you still here? Even though Nikki's doing the live stream. I think she's still watching. Okay, so wait. Joel Osteen. I really like Joel Osteen. I really like motivation. My mom sent me a podcast the other day that I started listening to. I listened to a couple episodes called How I Built This. I think it's produced by NPR. I just got a text from Emily. Are you saying yes to How I Built This? Is that what you're saying yes to? It's an NPR podcast. And they basically interview different people who have built different things. So like the woman from the Spanx who built Spanx, like the guy that did Airbnb, like all these different companies, they interview them and talk them through literally how they built this. So, oh, Emily's saying she's still here. That's what the yes is about. So that's a really great thing, because I feel like sometimes when we're working on projects, it's really easy, or anything in life, to get stuck in your world and think that you're the only one dealing with this or having a hard time, struggling, trying to figure out how to build something. And I feel like that podcast really puts it in perspective and reminds you that there isn't one path to succeeding, and the fact that lots of people are dealing with like hardships and struggles and having to push past barriers. So that's that, peeps. Does everyone hear my computer spinning? Okay, now I just reloaded comments. I'm from Canyon Country, Rebecca. Okay, so Christina says, I really want to start a channel, but my parents don't think I should because they don't know what will happen with me putting myself out there, and I can't control who watches. Any tips? Well, I mean, if you're younger and living at home, like, I feel like you kind of just have to abide, obviously, by what your parents say. I feel like, having a conversation with your parents, keeping it open, is a really good thing to do. YouTube is crazy. It is crazy that everybody can just like connect with everybody else. That being said, I do feel like content creation and stuff is just going to be such a huge part of the future. And I feel like entertainment as a whole is just completely changing and going back into the hands of people. So, I mean, if you like it and you really have a passion for it, just keep that conversation open with your parents. But that's a completely understandable fear that your parents have. So, okay. Let's read some other questions. Okay, Courtney Keating. This is a good one. How do you stay happy and positive when it seems like everything is going wrong and badly? Okay, so this kind of, I feel like, goes hand in hand with the whole like happiness having multiple sides. That's Bowser chiming in. Bowser, come here. I'm answering an important question. Come here. He's a good boy. Come say hi. There he is. I'm not gonna get your question, I swear. Bowser, stay out of my shower. So what I think is, I think that sometimes, first off, you're just gonna be sad sometimes. I think that, I had to move that page because it's a trip watching myself stay frozen this whole time. Anyways, I think that sometimes you're just gonna be sad because, and I know other people disagree with me. There are actually some people that I know pretty well in my life that disagree with me, that feel that happiness is 100% a choice and you can be happy all of the time. And I kind of get what they're saying, because I do think that attitude a lot of times can be a choice, and we can fall into these rhythms of seeing the negative in everything, of being cynical, of not being hopeful. So I agree to a certain extent, but I also really think that pain and all of that is a part of life. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before. I've totally done this before, and then I'll like leave the situation. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so awkward. I've even done it on camera on YouTube before many times. But like when someone is really sad and dealing with something, and then they put up a front that's almost like a really heavy, like frosted on, thick layer of frosting front, and it's like, but you can tell that they're really sad. Sometimes it's like pain. It's painful to look at because you're like, I know that you're hurting. And so that being said, which like I said, I've done that before. I've seen myself afterwards and been like, oh man, I was like laying it on thick. I think that sometimes you're just sad. And I think it's a good idea to try to pull yourself out of it and really try, get out there, do some exercise. Exercise and getting your body moving is always a good thing to do when you're feeling down. But get yourself moving, listen to a good Audible book, listen to some good podcasts, read something positive, but also have grace on yourself and know, or with yourself, and know that like sometimes it's just, life is hard. And, then you just choose what to do with it. I think you have to process through those negative emotions and like what's going on and what you can learn from this. And sometimes they're telling you something too, like what you should be doing next or you shouldn't be doing. And then, you just choose the attitude that you want to try to have, but the actual inside feeling, I don't think it's always possible to regulate that. You know what I mean? Like if someone dies in your life, like how can you regulate that feeling and just be happy? Like, I don't know. I think you can have happy moments, but I think that, when things go wrong, things go badly, I think that that is part of life. So Ashley Grace asked me, how did you remain happy with all of your health issues. So I was just talking about this to Emily when I was over there. I have gone through spurts. To be honest, while I'm living a happy, full life, there is always slightly this undertone of like, well, I am in pain and like I am dealing with injuries and it just is a reality. So it's always kind of there. But if it's not like to the point of like keeping me in bed or being really debilitating, I just kind of push past it and try to find things to either get happy or almost like distract myself, which I don't like that term, like distracting yourself, because it's like, no, deal with the issue at hand, stop pushing it off. But sometimes, like, especially when you're talking about pain, like sometimes distracting yourself is good because sometimes there's only so much you can do. Like I'm doing my PT exercises. You want to be responsible. You want to you don't want to just blow something off. Like, I'm just not going to deal with it. I'll be distracted. It's like, well, now you're not being responsible, especially for your future and your life. So you want to take care of yourself. But I just think that, what's the thought? Man, my thoughts keep going away from me. What was the thought? Oh, it's always there. It's always kind of an undertone. But distracting yourself with activities, projects, exercising, your relationships, all of that is good because, what are you going to do in the meantime? Well, it's still there. It's like you do what you can, but if it's still there, what are you going to do? You have to just kind of keep going, keep swimming. So I want to answer a couple questions turbo style because I feel like I'm really blabbering a lot, guys. Makeup is amazing. Vid on it. And what brand are you wearing? I'm wearing like multiple brands of makeup right now. I'm wearing, let's see here. I'm wearing the Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. This is in the color Light 45 Neutral. And I mixed this. This has nothing to do with happiness, but my makeup makes me happy, right, guys? Cool. Then I used Light Honey from Tarte. So I mixed these together. This one's more of a yellow neutralish undertone. This one is more pink. So I mixed them together, put them on. This was like a fast makeup job today. I used the IT Cosmetics Sunshine in a little compact, the bronzer, and I used that on my face. And then for blush, I used Estee Edit, the Barest Blush First Lover. And for my eyes, I just used, oh wow, the plastic thing was still in there. I just used the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop on my eyes and for my highlight. And then I just put on mascara. I did my brows, put on some lip balm. I put on like my favorite lip balm, not just any lip balm. This is the Sugar Fig, and I was done. So I'm going to answer a bunch more questions before I do though, guys. I'm going to tell everyone in case they didn't know on Instagram that I'm doing this. They can join us. And you guys can say hi in the comments if you want. Hi guys, so I'm currently doing a live stream. We'll see if, I don't know how delayed this is, so we'll see if anyone says hi in the comments. If you guys want to come join me, I'm on my YouTube channel doing this live stream right now. Questions are coming in. Oh, we got a couple people saying hi. Oh, your story. Thanks guys. Oh, we got so many highs now. Okay, keep going. I'm gonna post it. Everyone is saying hi, like very fast. There are a lot of highs coming through. So I didn't want to disappoint them. I wanted to put them through onto Instagram. Guys. Yeah, this is exciting. Come join us on YouTube. All right, so that was really exciting, guys. You guys said hi real fast. Gabrielle, I see you. Oh. Which question should I answer next? We've got Alyssa. How do you have confidence with your, this is Alyssa Hartzell, and she wants to know, how do you have confidence with your beauty and your body? Okay, I feel like all of my answers are super lame. Basically, I'm also gonna refresh this page because it's getting really annoying that I've just been frozen for the last like 15 minutes on this page. Oh, it's making me watch an ad. Oh man, guys. This is upsetting. It won't even let me forward my own ad. Is that weird that I just admitted on live stream I wanted to skip my own ad? Oh no, what was the question that was just asked? Oh, beauty and body. Girl, okay. I think everybody struggles with that forever. I think there's a certain amount of freedom that probably comes as you get older. Like I'm definitely not as consumed as I was like a decade ago with how I look and my body and all of that. I used to get very upset about not having what I considered a perfect body. But to be honest, the older I get, the more I'm like, I like my body. Like I am pretty. And just from a perspective of like, I feel unique. Like I'm myself and there's no one else like me. And I definitely have those days where I feel really down and really sad about how I look and my body and all of that. But I just feel like the best thing to do is to try to slowly change your perspective to I'm unique. Like there's nobody like me. And almost kind of like when you're telling yourself, like have that kind of voice like I had, like kind of that like, oh my gosh, like nobody else exists like me on the planet. And because it's true. And although I do have a twin on Instagram, that's a whole other story. I feel like I need to show you guys now on a really light note. Hope she's not gonna be mad. She's not gonna be mad because she's a YouTuber too. Her name is Jamila. And she looks so much like me. I think it's crazy. She even like in her YouTube videos, she does these little dance moves, and I'm like, those are the same dance moves I do. Okay, wait, where's the picture of her? This is not that exciting for you guys, I know, but. And she wears like a head wrap. So this is what I would look like if I was. I'm not sure what they're called. Okay, here she is in a video. I'm not going to unmute it, but look at this. Those are, oh, those are me. That's my dance move. Does anyone else think that that's real weird? But anyways, you really are unique. You are the only one like you. Twins, I know. I told you. I know. And Allison, I just saw your comment about feeling unique and loving yourself. I'm so glad. It's true. It's weird. You start to realize that like everybody feels that way. And oh, a lot of you guys are chiming in. Wow, that's unreal. I know. It's really trippy how much we look alike. Yeah, I just feel like the older I get, even though that sounds dumb to say because it really does go in waves, the more I'm just like, I'm unique. It is what it is. So, okay, I'm gonna read a couple more comments now. Let's see, on to the next comment. She looks like you. I know, a bunch of you guys are saying it's creepy and totally agree. So Cheyenne Dean, who I always see all over social media, says, how do you stick to only eating food that is good for your body? I wish I knew how to tell you because I definitely don't. The thing is, here's what really helps when it comes to eating well, honestly. And you're probably not going to want to hear this, but it's true, and I feel like this about anything you want to achieve in your life is if you submerge, I don't know the word, yourself in that environment. So like with healthy eating, if you watch a bunch of documentaries on healthy eating, if you watch food videos about healthy eating, what will happen is you'll start to acquire knowledge that you can't really forget. Like even Dan, I made him watch this documentary on Netflix that you should totally check out. It's called Sugar Coated, and it's all about sugar in general. And he was very like hesitant to watch it. By the way, I'm seeing all your comments about, well, one, people saying they have a secret twin too. That's funny. And people saying I look really pretty. Thank you. Okay, so back to Sugar Coated. You should totally check it out if you're looking for a good Netflix documentary. But what's cool about Sugar Coated, it took him a while to watch it, but once he finally watched it, even he couldn't unsee what he saw. He couldn't unlearn and unhear what he learned. He realized after that, like, oh my God, is someone at my door? I feel like every time I'm getting to a point, I like start like drifting away, but they're barking nonstop. I'm gonna look out my window. Hold on, guys. I think someone's here. Shh. Yeah, I think UPS just dropped a package off at my house because the truck is around down the street. Okay. Anyways, yeah, Dan could not unsee what he saw. So he, as a result, has upped his eat. Like he just eats less sugar now. And that was like months ago because he couldn't get rid of like what he saw. So I think that like, it's almost like a way of tricking yourself into doing something better is if you just get in information around the topic that you're wanting to improve on or move forward on. I think you can't help but do it. And I feel the same way. Thanks, Emily. Emily just texted me ordering those leggings. I feel the same way about eating healthy because if you just submerge yourself around it, you'll start to crave healthy food. You'll start to just want to eat healthier. So that would be my best advice is to submerge yourself into like the healthy eating world, because you're not going to eat perfect, or maybe you will. I mean, like my friend Foley Rockastina, she eats great, but like I do not eat perfect all the time, but I just try to do it a lot. And I know too much to eat junk food on the reg because I know what it does to your body. And so I'm like, I can't. Also, a bunch of you guys were commenting on these leggings. So let me just show them to you. They're right here. So these are, should I climb in my bathtub? Is this weird? So these are by Aloe Yoga. This is weird that I'm doing that on a video. Aloe Yoga makes these. I have like 3 pairs of the black color, but what is the glare? Oh, be grateful, be thankful, be blessed. That's what it says. Anyways, I have 3 pairs of these leggings in black, and I wanted to buy them in white because one day I was on Instagram and I saw that My Life is Ava was taking a picture out of a helicopter wearing these leggings. And I was like, that really, like, those are really cute. I never thought of buying them in white. I thought I wouldn't like them. And after she had them, I bought them, and Dan was like, why did you never buy them in white? They're so cool in white. So, let's see. It's really hard to focus because so many comments come in, guys. Let's see. OMG, you're cracking me up. Thanks, Sarah. Melissa, how do you stay happy with the chronic pain that you have? Mine is driving me nuts. That is, I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier in terms of trying to stay distracted, because when chronic pain kicks in, one, it's chronic, it's all the time. Like I have chronic pain, but I have periods of time, like little periods of time where I'm not in as much pain throughout the day. But I just try to stay distracted, because I feel like in the case of chronic pain, as opposed to, I don't know, like there's other issues in your life where I feel like when people will be like, I don't know, like growing up, I remember when friends would break up with boyfriends or things would go down, they're like, you just need to be distracted, party girl, go out. And I was always like, is that the best solution? Like, I don't always think distraction is the best solution. But I think that when you're doing like the healthy steps to try to take care of the problem at hand, but there's still a problem, at that point, it's like, well, what are you gonna do? So like whether it's a good show or a good book or finding projects in the house or going out with friends, that's a really good one. Music, baths, like anything you can do to just feel more comfortable and to kind of take your mind off of it while you're dealing with it, while you're in pain. That would be my advice. That's the gist of how I deal with it. What books do you, I'm just scrolling through this. Trying to decide what question, ooh, all the questions just went away. Okay. Let's see. Drugs. Yes, painkillers are extremely helpful. I mean, I used to take like 10 Advil a day, so Advil it's helpful. Let's see. A lot of comments just all of a sudden came shooting through that were not there before. Oh, that's cool, Amber. As a fellow former dancer, I look up to you in so many ways, more than one. Thank you. This live stream is such a neat idea for us to interact with you on a more personal level. Thanks. So I don't know if I said this at the beginning. I think I did say this, that I was actually kind of like, I don't know, I've been having like some anxiety again. And I was telling Emily that like for How to Be Happy January, I do this to myself every year. I do this to myself all throughout the year. I start to freak out in between videos. I'm like, what's the next video that's gonna go up? Like, what do I do? I don't know what I can say or tell them, or like, I don't know what to do. And Emily was the one who was like, you should just do a live stream so you can talk to everyone. That way you don't have to like make a video, it's done. And you just deal with it tomorrow. So I'm really glad that we got to come on here and chat. And I just like getting to talk to you guys. It's cool. I actually really debated going on the piano and singing at some point maybe. Okay. I'm so glad you decided to do this video today, Nikki. You're awesome. Thank you, Meredith. That was Meredith Clavin. I probably said your name wrong, but do you watch The Bachelor? Ah! I do not. That was an overly dramatic response that was not needed. But when I was in Hawaii, a bunch of the girls for Tati's wedding, we were all around the breakfast table and we were talking about The Bachelor. And I was saying, I've never watched The Bachelor. Like I've seen an episode before, but I've never been a Bachelor watcher. And Tati was like, can you please just go catch up on the first 2 episodes? Because then we can start doing Bachelor viewing parties. And I was like, I feel like this is the part of me that is like not actually a real girl, because all of my girlfriends all watch The Bachelor, but I'm like, I feel like I need to watch it just to go to Bachelor viewing parties. Like, that's it. So I don't watch it, but it'll probably become a thing soonish in life. So what is the best way to get yourself out there? This is Jessica Zeltzer. She says, I'm a singer-songwriter. I would say put your stuff out there. That's the biggest and hardest thing of being an artist that's trying to get recognition, is actually just making the art and then putting it out there. It's very nerve-wracking. It's just hard, but I think that that is the way that you get seen, and then you make friends. Someone's asked me a few times, like, how to make friends and how to network. And the way, okay, so fun fact about me that's not so fun, but growing up, I used to hate the word networking because it always felt really slimy. Like when my parents' businesses would say, like in their business, they would use the word networking. I was always like, ooh, I don't like that. Like it just feels like using other people for your business. But I realized as I've gotten older, this is the second time I've made that reference in this video, like as I've gotten older, but I've realized that relationships are just a part of business. And so being friends with people, it's not easy to be friends with other people that are in the same industry as you, because you're all doing the same thing. And if you get along with people, you can all find ways to work together and do projects together and help each other. And if the help is mutual, that's the other thing about like networking in general, is when you're friends with people and you're working together, you want to be mutually helpful. So you don't want to obviously be sucking the life out of someone. It's like, thanks, and you don't give them anything in return. Otherwise, that is usually, even if your intentions are otherwise, you want to make sure that you actually give back to people. And giving credit, that's another great way to get people's like attention and be friends with people, is go ahead, take things from people, but then give them credit for it. I think that's a good way too. And just following and engaging with people that you like. And you never know where that's going to go, because I brought her up like 6 times in the chat, but like Emily is someone who was another YouTuber who just started tweeting me and reaching out, and then we became really good friends, and now she lives like 5 minutes from my house. She didn't move here just for me, but it's ironic. So, okay, let's see. Going to chats, guys. I just liked my own live stream. What are some tips for when you hate your job? Where'd the comment go, though? I wanted to shout you out. My mom is calling me. Should I answer and tell her I'm on live stream? Hey, I'm actually live streaming right now. Well, they can't hear you, but they know I'm on with you. So I just wanted to tell you so that you didn't think I was ignoring you. I don't know. I'm not sure where he is. Yeah, I don't know where he is. Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye, Mom. So I know there was a question, but I don't remember who said it, and I don't even remember what the question was, to be honest. You're so inspiring. I can't stop watching, although it's almost midnight here. Thanks, Selena Bina. I feel like slightly annoying. Like when I do live streams, I'm trying to like talk, but also like engage. Let's see. How to make personal friends, Sarah Christina. Okay, so here's what I think. If you're someone that wants friends in general, I think what you have to do is you have to become a friend, that you have to start reaching out to people and showing interest in them, texting them, reaching out. If someone texts you, text them back if you want to have a friend. If you're lonely, schedule dates with someone. So one of my friends, Michaela, when I went through a period of time when I first left public school, I remember telling my mom, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't have any friends. I'm so lonely. And my mom was like, well, welcome to the real world. Like, only in school or like corporate job situations are you ever around the same people all the time. Like, friendships take effort. If you want a friend, you have to be intentional. So she said to me, she was like, who's someone that you dance with that you've wanted to be friends with and have never made friends with? And I was like, well, I mean, I like Michaela, I guess. And she's like, great, call her. I was like, I can't call her. And she's like, just do it. So it was kind of a good setup, because I feel like lesson number 1 is being in a situation with people who have like similar interests to you. and then acting on that. So I literally just called Michaela. I was so embarrassed. My heart was pounding. I was like, hey, do you want to like hang out sometime and we just hung out after that. And now we've been friends since we were like 14, which is more than half of my life. And yeah, that's what I would say, is that if you want friends, go be a friend, reach out to people, be interested in people, ask them questions about themselves. I think that prodding for information versus being interested are different things. So be interested in people, follow up on things, and know that the nerves that you feel, everyone else feels. And if you just allow yourself to sit in that nervous feeling and you don't reach out past that, you're just going to be really lonely. But reminding yourself that everyone feels that way really helps. Also, there's a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a really old book. A lot of people make fun of the title, but the content in the book is really great. And I really need to re-listen to it because it does a great job at making you realize that everyone feels self-conscious, and everyone wonders, like, why isn't anybody reaching out to me? Like, where are my friends? Like, can someone else be a friend of me? I'm sick of being a friend to everyone else. Like, I think everyone gets in those positions, and that book does a really good job of like explaining that to you and making you realize, like, wow, I'm really not alone. So Regina, I love that advice on being intentional with people. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like that's really true. So what's your religion? Carolina wants to know. I'm a Christian. So close. I just got an alert because I have a call I have to get on at 3. Actually, it's really, wait, should I tell you guys? I'm trying to decide if I should tell you what I'm about to be doing at 3. I'm gonna keep it a secret. Do you ever feel anxious and you don't know why? Emma Anthony, yes. I have to keep having to close my face out because it's awkward seeing something delayed. I actually think that, like, well, I know this is what my therapist has told me, this is conversations I've had with friends, is that anxiety is random. That's like what it is. It's not necessarily tied to anything. And that's how I've been feeling, honestly, like all week. I had the best time in Hawaii. Like, guys, I can't wait to tell you and upload the vlog from Tati's wedding, because it was literally, the whole thing was just a dream. Everything, the people, the actual trip, like, it was amazing. So I would have thought I would come home from her wedding feeling just like on cloud 9, super happy. And I kind of was in some ways, but I also all of a sudden was struck with this like anxious feeling of like, what video do I want to make? What do I want to do? Like, I spend a lot of time thinking about videos, and yes, it's because it's my full-time job, but it's also not. It's also just because I love talking to you guys, and because I've been making videos since I was literally like 10. So I'm just really into this. And I came back and I just felt really, really anxious, like not just about my videos, but yes, about my videos, but just kind of about everything. And so yes, to answer your question, Emma, I definitely feel anxious sometimes, and I definitely don't know why. And it's a part of life. I will say one tip that my therapist gave me that was very, very helpful, with a big highlighted, underlined thing, was when you're dealing with anxiety, try talking to yourself. Literally formulate sentences. You can do it out loud or in your head, but they need to be actual sentences, like you're talking to a child, of like what to do next to keep moving. Like, all right, Nikki, just get up, go turn on the shower, prep your towel, get your towel ready, turn the water warm, get in the shower, great. Okay, so now just find the shampoo, reach for the shampoo, wash your hair, good job. Like I will literally instruct myself how to keep moving forward when I am really anxious. And that was a piece of advice that my therapist gave me, and I found it really, really helpful, especially not just in everyday stuff, but with traveling, because traveling is something that has historically given me a lot of anxiety. It's not only physically painful for me to travel, like I rarely travel anywhere without a lot of pain, both during the traveling and then like the following 48 hours. So it's like for a whole, like wherever I get to where I'm going, I'm hurting for 48 hours. And whenever I get home, I'm hurting for 48 hours. So there was always a lot of stress around that. So I found that talking to myself, you're like, okay, just walk up to the check-in counter line, check in your stuff. Great. All right, now you're gonna walk over to security, make sure to get your ID out. Like, I'll talk myself through it. I know I'm being really repetitive, but I think that that's a really good thing for people dealing with anxiety to do. So yeah. Let's see. OMG, Nikki, I am at my profesh office. Fangirling, I love you. Hello. Is your name pronounced Jonna? Jonna Becerra? Hello. I probably said your name wrong, but Nicole, ever since I started watching your videos, I've been so inspired. They're so cool. How do you keep up with it all? Thanks, Nicole. I don't. I try my best to keep my head afloat and keep going. I wish I had the energy, the time, the less anxiety to just like make videos all the time, because I literally love it so much. And when I do it and I upload, it's like so fun and fulfilling for me. But I don't always have like the chutzpah. And when you're dealing with anxiety, it's like really hard to make videos because you're operating from a place of like creating, and it's just hard to do that when you're like stressed out. What's for dinner, mommy? Okay, I actually think I'm having for dinner tonight what I had for dinner last night, and that is a salmon salad. I've had a lot of salmon in the last day and a half because I had a salmon salad last night, and then today I went to a place called Rustic Eatery here in Santa Clarita, and I got salmon salad, roasted veggies, and sweet potato fries. So anyways, for dinner tonight, what I think I'm going to be having is the salmon salad, where Dan will grill up the salmon with like salt and pepper, olive oil. And then I put it on butter leaf lettuce with cilantro, spring onions, heirloom cherry tomatoes, avocado. I have leftover sweet potato that I've been pulling from. I'll usually make multiple sweet potatoes at a time and then use them for different things, like chop them up with my eggs or whatever. But tonight I'm going to put it in my salad, and then I'm going to make a Dijon salad dressing, which is basically like olive oil. Did I put red wine vinegar? I think I put red wine vinegar, mustard, salt, pepper, and the olive oil with garlic in it. And so I'll drizzle that with a little lemon juice on top, and then extra pepper and salt. And I think that's all I put on it. Oh, and then a little bit of it's called Unexpected Cheddar Cheese from Trader Joe's. Guys, it was so good. And I think I'm going to make that for Dan and I tonight because Dan didn't have any last night. So there's a couple good questions coming in, man. Okay, I'm going to answer this one because I actually was having this conversation a little bit ago, kind of, with Emily. This is McKinnon Jones. She said, how do you deal with arguments that help you and Dan grow closer? Okay, so there's a couple different techniques that we use. The first one is, it's actually kind of morphed. So it used to be that if Dan and I, and we'll still do this sometimes, like, actually, to be honest, we've only pulled this out of our arsenal a couple times since we've been married. But our pre-marriage counselors taught us this, and that is that if you're trying to have a conversation, discussion, you're both talking over each other, to take an inanimate object like this, and you pass it back and forth as you're each taking your turn to talk. And the other person cannot talk when they're not holding the inanimate object, aka my bronzer brush or whatever. So that's one thing. Another thing that Dan and I have started to do, like Dan and I talk about everything. We're each other's best friends, and we've been in each other's lives for over a decade now. And so we talk a lot. But one thing that can tend to happen in a marriage, I feel like, is you can talk things to death, to the point of like where you can almost start to grow resentment, because you can feel like, well, I've talked about this, I've gone over this, like what are you, like, we're talking about this again. And what Emily and I were talking about is the more you talk about something and focus on something, it like comes to life, and you almost like make it worse or manifest it. Like there becomes a point where it's like, should you really be talking about this anymore? And I feel the same way about like arguments in marriage. So this is the newest thing that Dan and I have put into our lives within the last like 6-7 months or so. And we're not crazy consistent. We don't do it every day, but we literally strive to do it every day. And that is a technique called 3 minutes that my therapist also taught us. And we alternate. So every day, each of us, and it's good because not only does it limit, sorry, let me finish the thought. Each of us alternate between taking 3 minutes. So like, let's say today is actually Dan's day. So at some point today, he's going to sit down with a timer, set the timer, and then for 3 minutes, he talks to me about how he's feeling. And he could respond to my 3 minutes from the day before, anything he's been feeling in general in life, anything he maybe has with me or wants to share with me. He does it during those 3 minutes. And then at the end of 3 minutes, the other person is not allowed to respond. You have to just move on in your life. And what I have found, and I think that it does, is it makes it so that you end up not nagging each other as much or feeling bad. And it also gives you freedom to say whatever it is that you need to say, or you like just want to get off your chest to the other person. And it's not like necessarily I'm telling you because you have to respond to me right now. It's just like, you need to know this, then you can process it and either act on it if there's something you want to change, or you can tell me, you can respond tomorrow after you've had like a full day to think about it and it's your turn for 3 minutes. And we've found it like really helpful. And also on the flip side, it's also just a great check-in if you're really busy. So if you have kids and you're not really touching base as much because you're both really on the go, or like if one of you is traveling for work, making sure to get in that 3 minutes, it really allows you guys to check in with each other and just see how you're feeling. So yeah, so I don't know if that answers the question, how do you deal with arguments that help you? And I'm not sure I fully understand the question, but that's the answer. Okay, so now I'm gonna read a couple more comments. I actually have to go in a few minutes, but such great marriage and relationship, fair and direct. Go Team Philippi! Woo! Thanks, except it's 2 P's. PHILLIPPI. When I say that, it always sounds funny. PPI. I can't tell if you guys are all like listening and then you comment at the same time, or if they just come in at the same time. Because I felt like there were no comments, and then right when I started looking at the comments again, like that's when they all came in, when I was done talking. Have you put off having a baby due to your body pain? It's 50-50. So I was also just talking about this with Emily. It's so weird. So yes, that's the simple answer is yes. I would say that's probably a major reason we don't have kids right now, because so much of my issues, I actually can show you guys right now. Is that weird? Actually, I'm way less crooked now than I've been, so this isn't going to be very impressive. But at the top of my waist, can you guys see that my pelvis tilts to the side like it should be? Like, is this weird that I'm showing you this? It's tilted, and that is the source of all of my problems. Is that it creates a short leg. Emily, having realized that we talked about every subject ever. Yeah, we literally did. So this is weird, but like this whole unevenness issue, the whole tilting issue is what is causing a lot of pretty much all of my pain, because everything is sourcing out from that. And that's like where you have a baby is like right there. And then on top of that, another issue that I have within all of the physical stuff, whatever, there's actually 2 other things. I'm extremely flexible, like I'm hypermobile, which is a problem since my body is so unstable. And when you're pregnant, your body releases a hormone called relaxin to help your bones expand so you can carry a baby in your body. And as my physical therapist says, the last thing I need flowing through my body right now is relaxin. So that's part of it. Also, I want to get tested before I get pregnant again on my cholesterol levels and have a doctor monitor me, because I've had multiple doctors tell me that they have never, ever seen cholesterol as low as mine, and that's not a good thing. Like there's high cholesterol. I have extremely low cholesterol. And there's only 2 dangers that are associated with having low cholesterol. One, interestingly enough, is mental stuff. It's highly associated with high anxiety and depression. Weird, actually, in England, they did this study on people with low cholesterol, and they found that people with low cholesterol were more likely to drive their car off a bridge. Weirdly specific, but that's what it said. And then the only other thing that's associated as a problem with low cholesterol is being able to deliver a healthy baby and carry a healthy baby. So I'm not even really considering it right now until I hopefully see progress in my pelvis. I'm thinking that this year, I really believe that we're going to make progress this year, because I'm putting so much time into this. Like we have to be able to figure this out. So if I can get my pelvis more aligned this year, then there's a good chance that within the next year or so, I'll start seeing, I'm actually probably going to see a doctor soon in life about my cholesterol, but then really start looking in that direction. I don't know. We're always torn. My mom didn't have my youngest sister till she was 39, and she didn't have me till she was 32. I'm 29 for perspective. So I like to think I have like some time, but I'm also not waiting because I'm just like, whatever, I have time. I'm waiting mostly because of health. And then the other half, I didn't tell you guys, that's like 50% of it. But then the other thing aside from the health is honestly that like Dan and I have had a lot of fun just being us, and it's just a different path. You know, and you either choose, if you're gonna have kids, to stack them on the beginning or stack them a little later. And it's a weird way to put it, but we just decided pretty early on. I mean, to be honest, I knew my whole life I wasn't gonna have kids young. I just have such a love for art and creating. Not that you can't do that with kids, because you totally can, but I know everything is going to have to slow down a bit in the beginning or change a bit when I have a baby. So, you know, and Dan getting into NASCAR, that's been a huge transition. Bottom line, I literally just think we wanted to wait. I'm dealing with health issues. And on a side note, I literally think, just like in general, everyone's got different timing in life. Everyone's timing is different. Everyone is meant to do things on their own different timing. And I am going to have kids one day, whether I birth them or just adopt them or both. I just don't know when. That's always everyone's top question. It's funny, I used to get really annoyed with it. Like, everybody wants to know. But now I'm not even annoyed by it. I like get it. I'm like, I know. One day I'm gonna have kids. I know. So yeah, it doesn't even bother me now. How do you love yourself without letting people's awesomeness cause you to compare yourself to them and feel less than? Love you, Nikki. Thank you, Regina. Is that your real name? That's a good name. I think the way that you do it is you kind of fake it. So you know that voice that I made of like, oh my gosh, I'm special. No one's like me. I feel like if you can give that same vibe when looking at other people's stuff, like, dude, she's cute, and you kind of just do it, like your brain will kind of follow if you just kind of get in that mindset. That being said, you will have seasons of jealousy and comparison. It's very hard and impossible to keep them down completely, but getting into that position and practicing being like admiring other people's awesomeness, I think really helps. So let's see. I actually have to go. I just realized it's 3 o'clock. So I don't even know how to end this. Let's find out. Oh, there we go. All right, guys. So I have to go now because I have an appointment right now at 3 on FaceTime. But I will definitely be doing this again soon. I'm glad that you guys liked it. At least I think and hope you guys liked it. And I will be working on a new video too. John Becerra. You're welcome, guys. I'll be working on a new video too. It's just taking me a second, and I might be back with another live stream soon, or it'll be a video. Also, check out my vlogs if you haven't checked them out. I've been uploading tons of vlogs, and I will have the vlog from Tati's wedding up in a couple of days, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Oh, bye, guys. I see all the byes. Bye, guys.